matches when health and safety took priority. The AFC made the difficult decision to postpone and eventually cancel the 2020 AFC Cup season as part of our efforts to prioritize the health and well-being of our players, participating clubs, and all our stakeholders. I know our fans and member associations are eager for the return of the ever-growing AFC Cup, a competition so unique to our continent and one which showcases the undeniable passion for the game in Asia. Today's group stage draw represents our renewed optimism and hope to stage a safe and successful 2021 club football season. The AFC Cup continues to provide more opportunities for our developing member associations to compete in top-level continental football. Such has been the AFC's commitment to strengthen our club competitions that this year the AFC has raised the bar even higher. The 2021 AFC Cup will be the biggest ever to date. We have introduced a new group in the Central Zone for the first time. As announced previously, this year's winner will also be given the opportunity to qualify for the 2022 AFC Champions League, which is the ultimate stage for all Asian clubs. In every way, the AFC Cup exemplifies the AFC's ambitions through our vision to lift the standards of Asian football by delivering world-class competitions. The success of this competition is down to the clubs and member associations, so many of whom continue to capture the imagination of millions of fans. So I want to put on record the AFC's gratitude to all the participating member associations and to all our loyal commercial partners, and importantly to all the passionate fans and members of the media who have been waiting patiently for the AFC Cup to return. As we gather virtually in this new normal, we must stress that the health and well-being of all stakeholders remains the AFC's utmost priority. We must continue to manage the safe return of Asian football with the same care and careful consideration that ensured the successful resumption of the 2020 AFC Champions League. There is so much at stake, so let us turn our attention to today's main attraction. I wish all the teams the very best of luck, and to everyone, please continue to keep safe. It is only by working hand in hand that we will rise again together from these challenging times and be stronger than ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Dato. As the AFC General Secretary mentioned, it will be an exciting year for the AFC Cup, which promises to engage with more fans than ever before. And now it's time to move on to the main event. But before we do that, let's take a look at this draw mechanics video to better understand how the AFC Cup draw works.
AFC Cup 2021 Draw Mechanism. Preliminary stage, playoff stage, group stage, and zonal semi-finals. 39 clubs will participate in the AFC Cup 2021 group stage with a newly introduced group in the Central Zone. Slot allocation for AFC Cup 2021. West Zone. South Zone. Central Zone. Asean Zone. East Zone. Draw mechanism, preliminary stage and playoff stage. Draw principles. Participating clubs from the same member association shall not be paired against each other. Country protection. Participating clubs from a higher-ranked member association shall play at a later stage. The participating club from the highest-ranked member association will be paired against a participating club from the lowest-ranked member association in each stage. The participating club from a higher-ranked member association, pursuant to the AFC Club competitions ranking, shall host the match. The winners of the preliminary stage, if any, shall qualify for the playoff stage. The winners of the playoff stage shall qualify for the group stage. West Zone. 4 clubs for 3 group stage slots. South Zone. 6 clubs for 1 group stage slot. Central Zone. 3 clubs for 3 group stage slots. Asean Zone. 6 clubs for 2 group stage slots. East Zone. 1 club for 1 group stage slot. Draw mechanism. Group stage. Draw principles. Participating clubs will be drawn into 10 groups of maximum 4 teams each. Group A, B, C, West Zone. Group D, South Zone. Group E, F, Central Zone. Group G, H, I, Asean Zone. Group J, East Zone. Participating clubs from the same member association shall not be drawn into the same group, country protection, for zones with more than 1 group. For example, West, Central and Asean Zone. Participating clubs will be allocated into pots and be drawn into the relevant positions within each group in consideration of technical balance between the groups. West Zone. Clubs are seeded into 4 pots in accordance with the AFC Club competitions ranking of their member association and their seeding within their member association. Participating clubs from Pot 1 will be drawn into respective positions in the order of A1, B1 and C1. The same draw principles in Pot 1 apply to participating clubs from Pot 2. Participating clubs from Pot 3 will be drawn into the first possible sequence between A3, B3 and C3, taking into consideration country protection. The same draw principles in Pot 3 apply to participating clubs from Pot 4. South Zone. Group D. No draws required and participating clubs will be allocated in accordance with the AFC Club competitions ranking of their member association. Central Zone. Groups E and F. Clubs are seeded into 4 pots in accordance with the AFC Club competitions ranking of their member association and their seeding within their member association. Participating clubs from Pot 1 will be drawn into the respective positions in the order of E1 and F1. Participating clubs from Pot 2 will be drawn into the first possible sequence between E2 and F2, taking into consideration country protection. The same draw principles in Pot 2 apply to participating clubs from Pot 3. The participating club from Pot 4 will be allocated in either E4 or F4 asterisks, taking into consideration country protection. Asean Zone. Groups G, H, I. Clubs are seeded into 4 pots in accordance with the AFC Club Competitions ranking of their member association and their seeding within their member association. Participating clubs from Pot 1 will be drawn into the respective positions in the order of G1, H1 and I1. The same draw principles in Pot 1 apply to participating clubs from Pot 2. Participating clubs from Pot 3 will be drawn into the first possible sequence between G3, H3 and I3, taking into consideration country protection. The same draw principles in Pot 3 apply to participating clubs from Pot 4. East Zone. Group J. No draw is required and participating clubs will be allocated in accordance with the AFC Club Competitions ranking of their member association. Draw mechanism. Zonal semi-finals. Draw principles. 8 participating clubs, 4 participating clubs from each zone will be paired in accordance with the following table. In the West Zone, the winners of each group shall host the second leg of the zonal semi-finals. In case 2 group winners are paired to play against each other, the asterisk-marked club in the above table shall host the second leg of the zonal semi-finals. For example, if 1A is paired against 1B, 1B will host the second leg. In the ASEAN Zone, the winners of each group shall host the match. In case 2 group winners are paired to play against each other, the asterisk-marked club in the above table shall host the match. For example, if 1G is paired against 1H, 1H will host the match. And that concludes the draw mechanism for the 2021 AFC Cup.
As we have just seen, please take note of the draw order for today. It will go as West, Central, and ASEAN Zone. For South and East Zones, the participating clubs will be allocated in accordance with the AFC Club Competitions ranking of their respective member associations. Now, that we are all clear, let's welcome today's draw conductor, the AFC Deputy General Secretary, Mr. Shin.
Participating member associations and the clubs, members of media, football fans and football family who are with us online today, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon from Kuala Lumpur. I welcome everyone to the draw for newly branded AFC Cup 2021 group stage with new competition logo, with new competition trophy to fight for, and increased number of participating clubs for better excitement. Congratulations for all the participating clubs who have successfully qualified for this competition even during COVID-19 pandemic. With your full support and commitment, we expect another great campaign in 2021. As explained by the video, let me conduct the draw for the West and from Pot 1. The first club from Pot 1, that is Al Ahad from Lebanon, that will go to A1. Al Ahad is the winner of AFC Cup 2019. And the second club who will go to B1, that is Al Salt from Jordan. It is their first time appearance in AFC club competition. And the last club from Pot 1 to go to C1, that is Tishrin from Syria. That's the domestic league winner and making its debut in AFC competitions. Now moving to Pot 2, for the position 2 in each group. The first club from pot 2, that is Al-Hid from Bahrain, that is AFC Cup quarterfinalist in 2014, now in A2. And the second club from pot 2, that is Balata Center from Palestine, that will go to B2. They won the first Palestine domestic league and making its debut in AFC Cup. And for the position of C2, as a confirmation, that is Al-Sib from Oman. Also, it is making its debut in AFC Cup club competitions. Pot 3, 3 clubs for position 3 in each group. The first club from pot 3 is Al-Wahda from Syria. That's the domestic cup winner from Syria. Now that is in A3. The second club from post 3, that is Al-Faisali from Jordan. That's the club from Jordan for the country protection principle that will go to C3. And the last club from post 3, that is Al-Ansar from Lebanon. That is 13 times league champion from Lebanon in B3. Pot 4. The first club from pot 4 is Muarak Club from Bahrain. That's the champion of AFC Cup 2008. But again, for country protection principle, we will go to B4. And the next club from pot 4, that is winner of playoff between Palestine and Kuwait, that will go to C4 for country protection principle. And last club from pot 4, that is Al Nasser from Oman in A4, joining Al Ahad and Al Hid and Al Wahda, AFC Cup quarterfinalist in 2006. This concludes the draw for AFC Cup Group Stage West, and Jongwan, floor is yours for recap.
Thank you, Mr. Shin. Now that we have completed the first draw, let's review the draw results of the West region before we proceed any further. Group stage for the West will be held from 23rd to 29th of May. The venues for the group stage matches, which shall be played in a centralized format, will be decided through a bidding process, and more information will be announced later to our participating MAs. Clearly, some exciting matches are lined up. I'll pass back to Mr. Shin for the Central Zone.
Thank you, Jongwan. Now I will do the draw for Central Zone. We have 2 groups for the first time in this competition for Central. Now draw will start from pot 1. The first club from pot 1, that is Al-Rafshan from Tajikistan. That's the winner of Tajikistan Cup, that is in E1. And the other club in pot 1, that is AGMKFC or FC Nasaf from Uzbekistan, that is in F1. Pot 2, the first club, that is FC Drodoi from Kyrgyzstan, that will be in E2. That's the winner of Kyrgyzstan League. And the second club from pot 2, that will go to F2, that is Altin Asir from Turkmenistan in F2, the winner of Turkmenistan League in 2020. The post 3, the first club from post 3 is Ahal FC from Turkmenistan that will be placed in E3. And this is third time appearance for this club in AFC Cup. And the second club from post 3 that is FC Kuzan from Tajikistan that will be in F3. FC Kuzan is the runner-up of Tajikistan League. The last club for the draw in Central from pot 4, that is FC Alay from Kyrgyzstan, that will be placed in F4 for the country protection principles. This concludes the draw for the Central AFC Cup group stage, and floor is back to you, Jungwon.
Thank you, Shin. Let's take a look at the screen and review the draw outcome for the expanded Central Zone. Group stage for the Central will be held from the 14th to 20th of May. And of course, the venues for the group stage matches will be in a centralized format. Now, for the Asean Draw, please do the honor, Mr. Shin.
Thank you, Jungwon. Now I'm for ASEAN Zone in AFC Cup group stage. We have 3 groups in ASEAN Zone with 12 teams in the group stage. The first club from pot 1 that will go to G1, that is Hanoi FC from Vietnam. That's the runner-up of Vietnam Domestic League and Interzonal Semi-Final list in AFC Cup 2019. The second club from pot 1 for ASEAN, that is for H1 position, that is Kedah Darul Aman from Malaysia. That's the runner-up of the league, and it participated in AFC Cup in 2009. And the last club from pot 1 for the position of I1, that is Kaya FC Iloilo from Philippines. That's the runner-up of Philippine Domestic League. Pot 2, we have 3 clubs for the position 2 in each group. The first club from pot 2, that is Bali United from Indonesia. That's the champion of Indonesia Domestic League in 2019. Now it is joining Hanoi FC in G2. And the second club from pot 2, that is Lion City Sailors from Singapore. It goes to H2. This club was known as Home United in previous competition, and that's the third place in Singapore Premier League. The last club from pot 2 that goes to I2, that is Shan United FC or Aye Yawadi United from Myanmar. Okay, pot 3, another 3 teams for the position 3 in each group. Now I have the first club from pot 3, that is Saigon FC from Vietnam. That's the first time appearance in AFC Cup, but to avoid Hanoi FC, who is already in Group G, it is going to be in H3. Pot 3, the second club, that is Boeng Cat FC from Cambodia, that is in G3. That's the winner of Cambodian League, and it participated in AFC Cup in 2017 and 2018. The last club from Post 3, Terengganu FC from Malaysia, that goes to I3, that's the third place in the league, and in 2012 it participated in AFC Cup. The last pot 4 for ASEAN. The first club I have is winner of playoff 1 between Myanmar, Laos, and Brunei. That goes to G1, joining Hanoi FC and Bali United and Peringkat FC from Cambodia. The second club from pot 4, that is winner of playoff 2 between Indonesia, Cambodia, and Timor-Leste. That goes to H4. Last club for ASEAN today, for the position in I4, that is Geylang International FC from Singapore. It played in AFC Cup in 2010. Okay, Jong-un, for your recap.
Finally, let's see all the matches in store for us in the ASEAN zone. Group stage for the ASEAN zone will be held from 22nd to 28th of June. And as we have mentioned before, bidding invitations and other hosting details will be circulated to participating member associations after the today's draw. As explained earlier, for South and East zones, the participating clubs will be named out according to the AFC Club competition's ranking of their respective member associations. Mr. Shin, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Now we are doing the groupings for South and East. As explained, there is no draw for these groups. And by the club competition's ranking, we will form the group from the MA's like D1 position. We have ATK Mohun Bagan from India. That's the winner of knockout competition in India. And for the position of D2, that is Bashundhara Kings from Bangladesh. That's the winner of domestic league in 2019. D3, we have Majia Sports and Recreation from Maldives. That's the winner of domestic league from Maldives in D3. And to complete the draw, or to complete the grouping for South, we have winner of playoff between India, Bangladesh, Maldives, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bhutan. That is for Group D, South, and now we have one remaining group, that is Group J for the East. Same principle will be applied, therefore, the club from Hong Kong, Eastern Long Lions, will be in J1. That's the winner of knockout competition. And J2, we have Tainan City FC from Chinese Taipei, the winner of Chinese Taipei domestic league. And for J3, we have Athletic 220 FC from Mongolia. That's the winner of the league and making its debut in AFC Club competitions. And lastly, in J4, we have Liman from Hong Kong. That is the new club founded in 2017 and of course making its debut in AFC Club competitions. This concludes the draw for AFC 2021 group stage, and I wish all the best for the participating clubs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shin. And that really does conclude our AFC Cup group stage draw. Let's take a look at the final lineup of the draw result. Group stage for the South and East will both commence from 14th to 20th of May. Please note once again that the centralized AFC Cup group stage will kick off in the South, Central and East zones on May 14th before the West zone commences on May 23rd. And for the ASEAN zone, matches will come to us from June 22nd. Before we let you go, we would like to kindly remind everyone to also stay tuned for the AFC Champions League group stage draw, which is scheduled to take place here at 4:30 p.m. Kuala Lumpur time. That is 4:30 p.m. Kuala Lumpur time. For this and more, please keep up to date on the latest news through our official website and our social media platforms. I wish all the best for the participating clubs and may the matches be played in the spirit of fair play. Thank you.